Hi guys, so welcome to this episode wherein we'll be talking about the highly awaited India versus New Zealand WTC finals. So yeah, I just cannot wait for Friday to come and to start watching this wonderful test match final between these two countries. Looking at New Zealand play against England in this series today, or looking at New Zealand play in general the last 1 year, I believe New Zealand is really, really strong. I feel scared when I look at their bowling. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, New Zealand, in this, just the series which concluded, you can see in my background, the winning New Zealand. See, the commentators were praising Tom Latham as captain. And, it was unbelievable. They did not have Kane Williamson. They did not have Tim Southee. They convincingly defeated England within 4 days, 3.5 days. And also the first test, they dominated. And probably they should have won the first test also. So I think New Zealand are really strong. Batting, we have question marks over New Zealand batting, but Kane Williamson and Ross Taylor, they will be again the mainstays of their batting order. Tom Latham is going to play a crucial role. Henry Nicholls going to play a crucial role. But apart from that, also we saw some players like Devon Conway, coming up and
really impressive
double century. But I just want to talk about this. This is a very big occasion, WTC final. So this WTC started in 2019. We have seen a lot of good cricket, a lot of exciting cricket throughout this WTC, especially India's last 2 series, which we have recapped also. And New Zealand also, they have been very good at home and they have won some crucial away series also. So it's been a good journey, and I'm really happy that this WTC, even though the point format is still not the ideal, but I still think it was a great initiative. And yeah, it's going to be great. India and New Zealand both right now have problem of plenty.
Yeah, I think, this is a much awaited test match. Like, I remember since the beginning of the pandemic, I found out that there will be like one final in England at Lords. Earlier it was Lords. And then I was texting you guys, who will play that final? Who will play the final with Australia? That's what I was saying earlier, because Australia had a fantastic summer in 2019. Like they defeated New Zealand and Pakistan really badly. So I was asking the question, who will face Australia in the final? And then, in the Bodegowska Trophy, India completely crushed Australia and changed their fortunes. And of course, they could not touch South Africa. And eventually it was India and New Zealand. And then again, last few months, we knew, like from last 4 or 5 months, we knew the finalists, and we were just like waiting for this Friday. It's finally here. It's time, and I'm so happy that every year we know that ICC just announces the best test team, but I'm just so happy that world will get to see a final, and then everyone will know who the best test team is. I mean,
yeah, true. Even though things were not perfect with because of COVID and the pandemic hitting in, a lot of matches, a lot of series getting cancelled. But yeah, I'm happy that we are getting to see the finals as planned.
And just mentioning that point again, like both teams have a problem of plenty. They don't know who is going to play in the 11. We still don't know. So let us have this discussion on the possible 11s. What are going to be the possible final 11s for both teams? So, I am a little bit fed up of the Ghisa Pita 11 jo India hamesha khila.
Indian 11.
Ishant Sharma, Bumrah and Shami and Ashwin, and this is what is predicted. Ashwin and Jadeja, if he plays. So, but I would rather see Ishant getting dropped and maybe Siraj coming in, and probably I would like to even see Shami getting dropped. See, Shami's stats are not that great in England, and he's a on and off bowler. Like when he's in the rhythm, he's great. But he can also be the bowler who can concede 100 runs in a day and not pick any wickets. So I want to see Siraj and Shardul ideally, but I know that ऐसा तो होने वाला नहीं है. So I'm hoping कि at least Siraj, but I hope they don't drop Jadeja for Siraj. So I hope both of them play, and even I think if they need to drop Vihari, they can drop Vihari and play Jadeja as a proper batsman. But again, that is not going to happen. Rest of the side, they select themselves. There is no debate on that. I guess only experiment I would do is play Washington Sundar as an opener, but that is not because Gill has scored 85 in the intra-squad practice match. and Rishabh Pant also scored a century. So I think that is not going to happen now. So this is what I think of the Indian 11. What are your views about it?
So you're sure Ashwin is a sure shot, but Jadeja is not.
Yeah.
Well, true. I
Sad.
believe
That is sad because Jadeja has really proven himself to be a good batsman, and he also chips away wickets. Plus, his fielding adds to the. He's an X factor player in these matches. What he did against New Zealand in World Cup semi-final. He was the only one who was carrying India near to victory.
Can never forget that innings.
I mean, even 90%, Jadeja was the only one who still believed.
True. However, I believe in this match, you can play only one spinner, so it has to be one of Ashwin and Jadeja. And maybe Ashwin might take precedence.
It's quite tough.
It's tough, but but given how the team has been built up, I believe it has been to be Ashwin.
He has a knack of picking left-handers out, and New Zealand has so many left-handers. Plus, the guy is averaging 59 with the bat.
But Pratik, if that is your point, then Ashwin has picked like 60-70% of his wickets are left-handers. Ashwin has around 200 left-hand wickets. Out of 400, he has some 200 left-hander wickets. So again, that goes true for Ashwin also. So, and plus Ashwin dominated Kane Williamson in one of the series in India. So, and Ashwin has that knack of dominating the main batsman, like he dominated Steve Smith in Australia. So it will be very harsh if Ashwin is also kept out. Ideally, to play both of them. Ideally, both of them.
Yeah, I agree. Both are equally good.
Play both of them, right?
But like you said, Jadeja has the X factor thing, and Indian batting is not that reliable. That's why I'm like more. If we have to pick one, I'll go with Jadeja. But actually, I do feel that both can make the playing 11.
Yeah, but the management is probably going to play Siraj. So management is probably going to play Siraj for either Jadeja or Ashwin. I hope Siraj plays in place of Ishant. But I guess Ishant also has a very good record, and he has won a test match in England on his own. So I guess.
No, at least today morning, I was happy that at least India has like really good options, and we have to like decide from those options now. I think we have the best bowling that is there in England, but I was proved wrong with my dad because I was with him in a phone call, and he told me, I asked him like, who do you think bowling is better? He said, New Zealand, because India did not pick Bhuvneshwar Kumar. And I completely agree with him, because Bhuvneshwar Kumar is the guy who can swing it both ways. Bhuvneshwar Kumar was the highest wicket taker in England in 2014. So, I get so upset with Hardik Pandya. Like, why can't he maintain his fitness and back issues? Like, he could have been such a pivotal all-rounder for India, especially these conditions. It's just sad that he's at this young age, he's not match fit like most of the time. And
okay, guys. So moving to the batting order, like now we have Gill is certainly going to play. Rohit Sharma is also definitely playing.
And are you sure? I just looked at the stats today. So Vihari did make 150 in that New Zealand series where India lost badly. So don't you think we can go with one conservative opener in place of Gill at the top of the order? Do you think India doing such a fancy change?
But Gill just played some 18 intra-squad match. So I think now they're going to stick with Gill. And if this would have been a best of 3 series, ideally, if this would have been a best of 3 series, I think Gill would have been replaced after the first test match. But since there's only one test, I think India is going to go with Gill only. Gill, Rohit. Again, I have big expectations from Pujara, even though he has been a shadow of himself in the whole WTC. I want him to really pull through this match, and he will be the most critical factor, even more than Kohli, Rohit or Rahane. I feel Pujara will be the most critical factor. Again,
I was looking at the last Indian series when India went in 2018. Kohli was the top scorer from both the sides. He was just outstanding. But then I saw that KL Rahul and Pujara, they both also had 100 each in that series. But the problem was, apart from that one odd inning, they both failed miserably. So, and Rahane's average was really bad in that series. Rahane did well in 2014, but not in 2018.
Yeah. So that is our batting group with Vihari. Vihari also did well in the 2018 tour. He had 60s.
He scored some crucial runs. He did.
Yeah, he's scored.
So let me ask this. So are we, do we all three of us agree that it will be Rohit, Gill, Pujara, Kohli, Rahane and Pant, the top 6, right? We both agree?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you cannot expect any changes on this lineup.
But then Vihari misses out? Or Vihari, I think Pant will be number 7, I think.
Or no, I think Vihari. Because
See, it's Rohit, Gill, Pujara, Kohli, Rahane, Vihari, and Pant. 7 and either of Ashwin or Jadeja and the 3 seamers. That is going.
I think we'll go with 5 bowlers, bro. I think we'll go with 5 bowlers.
That's what.
I guess there was a technical glitch. So today I ran into a weird stat. I was looking at the India versus New Zealand series where India lost 2-0. And I thought Indian batsmen did not spend much time at the crease. But weirdly enough, I found out that Pujara and Rahane actually played the most number of balls in that series. Pujara, as we all know, he just gets stuck at the crease. So he played 351 balls and scored only 100 runs. His strike rate was just 28. And surprisingly, Ajinkya Rahane's strike rate was only 32 in that series, which is very unlike him. And
Yeah, I remember
the main reason for our
Rahane
defeat.
had some good starts. Rahane had some good starts in that series. That's why he's the top scorer of WTC for India. He had some 40s, 240s. So yeah, actually, Rahane, to be fair, he has been the top scorer from India's side, and we want him to really deliver in these conditions. If someone can counter attack, it has to be Rahane and Pant. These are the 2 players who can counter attack brilliantly. Again, I have not much expectations from Kohli because he's not been his self. He has not been his self, so I don't have much expectations from him. But I have more expectations from Pujara, from Rahane, and from Pant. These 3 are the key players according to me. These 3 are the ones who brought India to this WTC final. It's Pujara, Rahane, and Pant. These 3 have dragged India to this final, and I want them to deliver somehow.
Yeah. Well, Prateek has high expectations of Kohli, right? Don't you?
I mean, I'm just dying to see a daddy 100 from Kohli, and if that comes in the finals, that would be amazing. But
yeah,
I agree with Shikhar.
Last 2 years, I'm waiting.
I agree. I don't have any hopes because if you see recently, none of the Fab Four is doing anything in Test cricket. They're just getting out cheaply. So, and I think both Vivian and Kohli will get out cheaply this match. So it's up to guys like Rahane and Pant, or from New Zealand side maybe Ross Taylor to take teams to good scores.
No, I'm sure that Williamson will at least get a 50. I'm quite sure actually.
Will he play? The elbow issues can be really tricky.
He will definitely play.
That's why he was rested. Yeah. He will play probably. Even I'm hoping for him to play.
Yeah, they've all rested as precaution.
With Ishant Sharma, because I mean he is a more experienced bowler. He has a lot of experience of bowling in such conditions, and I think India should play him. In such a one-off Test match final. We need experience.
Yeah, I was looking at the record. Ishant Sharma had the best average like in both last 2 England tours. So
moving to New Zealand team now, they also have a problem of plenty like India, and they've had we have seen their depth of their squad also. Someone like Tom Blundell, he also played a very good knock. And
did anyone notice Tom Blundell plays shots like Virender Sehwag, like his shots on the offside?
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen that, but that guy reminded me of fucking Virender Sehwag, and I was shocked.
Yeah, I have seen him score a century in Australia. He plays quite aggressively with his hand-eye coordination, and he looks quite good also. But he will probably be missing because Watling will definitely, play his last Test match, and we expect Kane Williamson to be back. So that means Will Young will not be playing, although he had a good match. Then we expect Tom Latham and Conway to open. So
actually, it will be a good thing that Watling plays. I don't think he's in any form with the bat. So actually, it will be good for India.
Yeah,
I really don't see Watling doing anything.
But a player like Watling, they don't need any form. They are just, they just stick to the wicket. They don't play shots. Like Watling is a grafter. You know what they call the grafter? Like players like Dean Elgar, and they graft. They don't need any form. They just survive a long time. And
similarly, this guy Henry Nicholls, I don't see anything special in him, but he's a gritty player and he just likes to stay at the crease. Like he can make those 50s in 130 balls, and it can he can stop any kind of collapse. That's why he's so important.
And he has been there for a while and scored good runs. He's a good batsman.
And I guess their all-rounder choice will be. You think it will be Colin de Grandhomme or Santner or Daryl Mitchell? Who will make the cut out of these 3?
I think none of them. I think Jamieson will be the all-rounder now because they would like to play Matt Henry as well. So if they have to play him as an additional bowler, then they'll have to drop their all-rounder and Jamieson will have to do that job. That's what I feel.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, even Ajaz Patel bowled really nicely. So
Yeah, he bowled really well.
I think he will be
wickets.
missing out. Sure.
Oh,
Ajaz
I'm 100% sure New Zealand will play Ajaz Patel, because it is often known that when you're playing with like 4 fast bowlers, then it is very important to have just one spinner, because teams like India would like to capitalize on that spinner, and that's when they can give a wicket. So I'm pretty sure New Zealand
New
will play.
Zealand have too many bowling options. It's going to be difficult for New Zealand to decide.
I don't think they have a place for Ajaz Patel right now. Sure. But it will be interesting definitely to see the 11 on 18th when the toss happens, and we'll be definitely making our Dream 11 teams at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
So definitely we'll be talking about, we'll be going forward, we'll be releasing our players of the day for each of the day and our
Yes.
Dream 11 teams also. Guys, what do you think, like how the match will play out? Like we have seen in England, there have been low scoring totals 300. So what do you think, like how the match will pan out? And
so I think first of all, Kohli will lose the toss as usual. So they will probably, put India to bowl. New Zealand will start batting first. They will score a good total. India might, score 100 runs less than New Zealand in the first innings. New Zealand will come back strong, take a good lead, and India will lose in the fourth innings, not being able to chase the high target. That's
I agree. I agree with the toss part, but I think batsmen are generally nervous in start of big matches. So I think if New Zealand win the toss, they will actually bowl first and try to get like their fast bowlers in. And especially there are rain predictions, so definitely it will be cloudy. And I see this match as it will be a very big challenge for the batsmen, because I can already feel that there will be like days when there will be only play of 40 or 50 overs. There will be rain interruptions. So it will be very difficult for batsmen to get
yeah,
their.
I think that New Zealand just may go for this, first bowling, because Indian batsmen, they will be under pressure, especially, our openers, they are not the best, handlers of swing bowling like Rohit and Gill. So I think New Zealand will see an opportunity like a shark, that if they can, what they did in the World Cup, similar to, it was a new day and a fresh ball, and Indian batsmen just could not handle the swing of Bolt and Henry on that day as well. So that may be something that New Zealand may consider. But the obvious decision, the safe decision will be to bat first. New Zealand may bat first and pile up the runs. I'm sure if Bumrah and Shami both play, I'm kind of sure that New Zealand will get 350 plus. We need Jadeja,
that will
Ashwin,
be huge.
and Siraj.
350 plus will be huge.
We need Jadeja, Ashwin, and Siraj playing. I cannot emphasize more on that. I need all three to play.
Yeah, I think New Zealand will be, if they win the toss and bowl first, they will be like thinking of batting in the final session, which is generally a good session to bat in England. So they would try to bowl out us earlier. And yeah, I mean, the toss is going to be important. So we cannot deny that. But I will be highly surprised if any of the team scores like more than 330 or 350, because both the teams have area of good fast bowlers, and it will be a tough time for the batsmen.
Especially
who will be your 4 New Zealand fast bowlers? I think for me it will be Saudi, Bolt, Henry, and Wagner. I think these 4, and maybe Jamieson as an all-rounder. This is, I think, possible. Or if not, I think it will be Saudi, Bolt, Henry, and Jamieson. And Wagner may not play.
Yeah, same for me. I think I definitely feel that Ajaz Patel and Matt Henry should play. Like, I know it doesn't sound like obvious, but they should play, and one of the Wagner or Jamieson will have to make way for.
Yeah. I think Wagner might not play and Ajaz Patel might play.
But I definitely like to see Wagner, because he's the only guy who matches Virat Kohli's spirit in the celebrations. He's the guy come charging, yes, I've got a wicket, and I would like to see that, because it's
he has the best short ball in the cricket world right now. Like,
true.
He is very accurate with his short pitch stuff, and we know he caused a lot of trouble for Steve Smith and Pakistani batsmen as well. So he's certainly it will be a harsh call if they decide to drop him, because he has definitely made a big contribution in New Zealand becoming #1 test team, which they are right now. So
Yeah, actually, it will be very difficult to drop him or even Jamieson because he did pretty well in his debut series against India. So
yeah.
And Jamieson is an all-rounder, right? He is going to bat, so it's
yeah, that guy
really
can
difficult. Can you drop one of Saudi or Bolt?
And again, I think the difference will be again the lower order runs, which in New Zealand will definitely be able to score, but I don't know if India will be able to score those, handy lower order runs. That will be again a major difference point. And another point which we were discussing was slip catching. New Zealand has a conversion rate of 90%. We all know that in English conditions, there are a lot of nicks outside edges, and having a conversion of 90% in slip, which is 12 to 15% above all teams, and they have so many different fielding options in slips. Once you see Ross Taylor, sometimes you see Williamson, sometimes you see Latham. All of them are really good slip fielders. We even saw Tim Southee fielding in the slips. So
guys, they have amazing perception of how the edges will fly. I mean, yesterday I saw that for Dom Sibley, the Daryl Mitchell, this guy was standing like few feet away from the second or third slip, and he almost took a catch like facing the wicket keeper. It was like unbelievable.
Outside edge again, he's very square on. We'll have a look at that again.
They are just, they're not going to drop any chances, and I'm just slightly nervous compared to their fielding. We have like Rohit Sharma and unpredictable Virat Kohli on in the slip. So
odds stacked heavily in favor of New Zealand, guys.
But if I have to pick a prediction for a winner, guys, I'll still pick India because the way that team has played in Australia and that the way that team has the new knack now of bouncing back, I feel that they will win. That I will go with India. I'm going to back India because it's very rare that in England, once you have the first innings lead, it's very hard to come back in the second innings. But I think Indian team might do that. So even if we concede 100 lead, I will still not count India out.
So purely for emotional reasons, you select.
I will go with India also. I will go with India also. I think Rahane, Pujara, Pant, and Jadeja, if he plays, it all depends on the final 11 and selection. Yeah, I think India must play Jadeja and Siraj. So if these players, they do their best, I don't see New Zealand getting past the Indian total or chasing the total down. So I will also go with India.
Cool. For me, it's New Zealand because the team looks just way too strong for India to beat.
Yeah.
And Kunal's prediction is coming very good recently. He predicted New Zealand and also South Africa. So
yeah, it's dangerous. Kunal is going to New Zealand.
He may get 3 right here.
Yeah,
I hope
and let's see if Pratik gets his third one wrong.
Yeah, he hopes he doesn't get 3 right. Guys, okay, so 4 impact players. I want you to guys each pick 1 batsman and 1 bowler from each side. Like the player who will have the most impact in the final.
For me, it's Tom Latham, Tim Southee. Tim Southee I'm pretty sure it will be difficult. He'll score some hand guns down the order as well. Then from India, I'll go with Rahane here. And amongst the bowlers, I'll go with Ishant Sharma.
Wow.
Hope he plays. Yeah.
Okay. I am also going with Rahane from India, and from New Zealand, I'm going with Williamson, guys. I think Williamson is going to come good. And bowling, I hope Siraj, if he plays, will definitely stir up a lot of trouble for New Zealand batsmen. And Jadeja in the field. And from the New Zealand side, I think it's going to be the senior pro Tim Southee again. So yeah, pretty much same as Kunal. Yeah.
For me, I'll also go with Rahane, same, and I would like to pick Mohammad Shami from India side, and from New Zealand, I'm worried that Devon Conway is going to hit another century in one of the innings, so I'll pick Devon Conway, and
the new guy.
And I'll pick my favorite bowler of both the teams, Trent Bolt, as the fourth choice.
Yeah.
We all know India against left arm.
So you have nothing for Jadeja? I mean, he's just a background for namesake. No, I mean, you guys said that he's doubtful to play. Otherwise, I would have definitely picked it. So many terms and conditions. Okay.
Rohit Sharma should threaten Bolt, like not to bowl well against him. Otherwise, he'll be dropped from MI.
Bold is difficult
Again,
to play.
Rohit is going to be massive in this. If India has to win, Rohit and Gill have to fire. That goes without saying. Without an opening partnership, we'll be nowhere, definitely. So if Rohit plays well, I'm sure India will win. If Rohit doesn't
I hope
play well,
Rohit and Gill continues to play some odd shots. I don't want them to just try to play in innings like Pujara. That would not work for them.
let us see. Yeah. So
Cool,
guys,
guys. So,
to wrap
yeah.
now. Yeah. So see you. I think one night before the WTC.
Take care, guys, and follow Cricket Caviar.
Bye, guys.